Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla News, episode 286. Porsche's CEO admits their decades-old business model no longer works. And Tesla has just expanding their Robotaxi service to other cities in the US, showing that Whimo has no chance of keeping up. And Tesla is also set to roll out semi-autonomous self-driving features in New Zealand as well. And Toyota continues to grow, but they might be in for a brutal awakening. And Tesla reaches a huge milestone in China. And the Chinese are once again pushing Tesla's full self-driving systems to the limits. And Tesla made yet another big deal this week, but this one was about batteries. And Mercedes published an awful second quarter result. And Cruise co-founder just said Tesla's approach to autonomy is the right one. And Whimo probably already knows it. All of this and much more in today's episode. Start right in.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
Porsche faces tough time as their decade-old business model no longer works, as Oliver Blume just told his employees amid EV struggles and tariffs. Porsche, once a beacon of automotive success, is grappling with unprecedented challenges, prompting CEO Oliver Blume to declare that the company's decade-old business model no longer works. In a candid memo to employees, Blume outlined a grim outlook driven by declining sales, costly tariffs, and a faltering electric vehicle strategy, signaling a pivotal moment for the German automakers. Global sales paint a troubling picture. Last year, Porsche's delivery dropped by 3%, a decline that worsened to 6% in the first half of 2025 compared to 2024. The steepest blow came from China, where sales plummeted 28% in 2024 and another 28% through June 2025. This market, once a growth engine for Porsche, is now a liability due to the fierce competition from affordable tech-heavy Chinese EV brands and weaken consumer confidence. Even in Porsche's home market of Germany, sales fell 23% in the first half of 2025, while Australia saw a 12.8% drop. Only the Macan SUV was up 0.3% and the Panamera nearly doubled, avoiding the downturn. The EV transitions, once a cornerstone of Porsche's future, is proving costly. The Taycan, Porsche's flagship EV, saw sales collapse by 49% in 2024 and an additional 6% in the first half of 2025. The push for electrification, which cost $831 million, led Porsche to abandon its ambitious goal of EV comprised of 80% of sales by 2030. Models like the Cayenne, initially slated for full electrification, will now retain a combustion engine, while the 911 introduced a hybrid variant in 2025. The Macan EV, however, is the bright spot, with 60% of global buyers opting for the electric version as the gas model phase out. Tariffs, particularly in the US, Porsche's largest market, is worsening the strain. A 25% import tariffs has hit the automaker hard, contributing to a slashed profit margin forecast of 6.5 to 8%, down from 14.1% in 2024. Rising costs have forced price hikes up to 3.6%, potentially alienating buyers of volume models like the Macan and Cayenne. To cut costs, Porsche plans to eliminate 1,900 jobs by 2029, with further reduction expected, primarily in Germany, where labor and energy costs are high. Despite these challenges, North America offers some resilience, with a 1% sales increase in 2024 and a 10% gain in the first half of 2025. However, Blume warns that the market conditions could reverse this trend. Porsche is also exploring a new gasoline crossover below the Cayenne. though it won't arrive until near 2030, and the three-row SUV timeline remains uncertain due to soft EV demand. Bloom's memo underscores the need for reinvention, but Porsche is unfortunately shifting focus to hybrids and combustion engines while maintaining EV investments. The brand is caught in a turbulent industry landscape, and even the luxury giant like Porsche must adapt to survive. Tesla has just expanded their Robotaxis to new cities in the US and a much bigger area than what Waymo can even do, as this includes highways as well. And we are really not hearing much from the mainstream media about Tesla's Robotaxis, which is a really good sign, because if Tesla had accidents like this one with two Waymo Robotaxis crashing into each other, it would have been headline news around the world. But when it's Waymo, there is nothing but crickets from the mainstream media. As Sawyer also wrote, this is the sad state of the news these days. Today, a Waymo car crashed into another Waymo, but the media hasn't covered it at all. I've seen no articles. If these were two Tesla Robotaxis, it would have been all over the news. Negative headlines against Tesla generate clicks. Ones about Waymo doesn't as much. So much as the media doesn't bother to write about it. Is this crash the end of the world? Absolutely not, but the media would certainly paint it that way if it were a Tesla Robotaxi. Nonetheless, the work towards a safer driverless future presses on. Yes, this is becoming a weekly thing, seeing Waymo Robotaxis stuck or confused in traffic, like this one that apparently couldn't figure out how it could just overtake the truck that blocked its sides of the road. But it could have easily passed it, something Tesla has already shown their Robotaxi are intelligent enough to handle situations like this. With another Robotaxi test car stuck from AV Drive, the Tesla Robotaxi just went around it. Or this one from Whimo that was stuck in the middle of an intersection. I mean, imagine if that was Tesla. Don O'Clown would have been screaming about how unsafe Tesla software was. But when it's Whimo, he doesn't seem to care at all. But this really shows us that LiDAR is not making your full self-driving car better or safer. They just crashed into each other, for crying out loud. But Tesla is having no real issues with their Robotaxis and is expanding faster than Waymo can keep up. Now adding not just San Francisco, but Oakland, Fremont and San Jose, because this is a much bigger area than Whimo that is only operating in downtown San Francisco and another little spot. But you can't really drive over the Golden Gate Bridge in a Whimo or to Oakland or to San Jose. And Nick shared this picture with the size roughly proportioned to Austin, where you can really see just how big an area this is. This really shows us just how much more scalable Tesla's system is compared to Waymo that has been operating in San Francisco for 4 years. And Tesla is starting out with something that is roughly 4 times bigger and is now also changing the pricing system from their fixed $420 price. As Tester Chan wrote, that has flown all the way to the US to test out the Robotaxi service, and as he tested out the system, it got an update, and he wrote, after the Robotaxi update, a new pricing policy for short trips is launched. A 1.5 mile distance is now set around $3. So that is about $2 per mile. So this is actually something the other guys will have a difficulty to compete with. Remember, Waymo's still losing money, and that is without the competition from Tesla that is starting to emerge. And Chan also wrote, came to the end point within the geofenced area, so that is in Austin, to check out the new rate system for the Robotaxi. The end-to-end section is $13.7 based on 11 miles, so that is roughly $1.2 per mile. And he also took the Robotaxi from his accommodation to Terry Black's barbecue in Austin. From now on, I'm going to compare every segment to Uber. The Robotaxi fee, $3.12, was more than twice as cheap as Uber's $7.98. And don't forget that with Uber in the US you have to tip as well, so Uber's ride is actually more expensive than this price. You will never have to tip your Tesla Robotaxi. As Facade also replied, Robotaxi is 50% cheaper than UberX and almost 4 times cheaper than the comparable Comfort ride. Uber X will usually pair you with a car that's 1 to 2 levels below Tesla's comfort and features. Comfort is much more comparable. This is a sign of things to come. Uber investor, take note. And Chan took a lot of drives with the Robotaxi in Austin, and the average price was just above $1 per mile. So pretty affordable compared to the competition, and this is only the beginning. And we had Tesla Economics taking one of the first, if not the first, Tesla Robotaxi ride in the Bay Area of San Francisco. It is still with a safety driver in the driver's seat, as Tesla is not allowed to drive there without safety drivers, but it's still the same software that is running in Austin. And it is a much bigger area than in Austin, and a much bigger area than what Whimo covers. Also because Whimo can still not drive on highways. So that is why they can just cover a very small area in San Francisco. So Tesla's area in San Francisco is from the get-go much bigger than Waymo's. So this is just a very good showcase of things to come. And Nick also wrote, Tesla Bay Area Robotaxi geofence is massive. From the end to end, it will take around 1 hour and 15 minutes, and that is with using highway and no traffic. With traffic, 3+ hours. For comparison, the longest ride I have seen in Austin geofence is around 45 minutes. So this is a big deal. Sure, there are safety drivers in the cars right now, and you can bet the haters will focus on that and nothing else, but missing the bigger picture. Because eventually they will go away, but Tesla has just expanded to like 4 more cities and is already operating in an area that Waymo can't even do because their system is not yet able to handle highways. If people can't see what is happening right now, I think they will be blinded all the way to the day that Tesla suddenly operates in much more cities than Waymo, in a bigger area, and has overtaken them in miles driven as well. But for most people that understand the technology and what just happened, well, it's a big deal. But eventually, everyone will get it. Like Tesla Economics also wrote very nicely on X. Let me say it loud and clear again, because some people still don't get it. Waymo, Lyft and Uber are fucked. It's not a race to be early. It's a race to get it right. It's a race to who does it best, and Tesla's winning. On safety, on price, on scale, and on raw technology. This is more than just solving autonomy. It's about rewriting how transportation works, and Tesla's building the future while others are still patching together the past. You'll see, the ones who laughed and doubted are going to be the same ones who'll be paying to ride in a Tesla Robotaxi sooner than they think. Remember this moment. And Tesla is only getting started, as Tesla Yota also wrote on X. Breaking, Robotaxi tests expanding to following cities: Palo Alto, Brooklyn, Houston, Farmers Branch, Tempe, Henderson, Tampa, Claremont, Miami. So let's see how fast Tesla will be able to expand even further. But it's not just Tesla's Robotaxi that is expanding, so is Tesla's full self-driving Supervised. We have heard Tesla talk about before how in Australia there would not be many hurdles to get full self-driving Supervised to the country, but now we are hearing that New Zealand doesn't want to be left behind either, and also have very few hurdles to get it out on the street. As they wrote in the New Zealand Herald, Tesla to roll out semi-autonomous full self-driving features on New Zealand roads. So, full self-driving Supervised. So this is very cool. If we soon will have supervised full self-driving in both New Zealand and Australia, showing that Tesla's system can easily handle both right and left-hand driving scenarios. So I hope this can also be a good showcase for the European regulators that are still waiting to approve their service here in Europe. Because sure, the EU think they are protecting us, but we already know that people driving using full self-driving technology is already 10 times safer than just human drivers. So they are unfortunately not protecting us. They are actually making sure that there are more accidents because they delay this technology in Europe. There are people that will lose their life because of this. So they are doing the opposite of what they intend to do. So hopefully they will wake up soon and see it would be so much safer to just let us use Tesla's full self-driving Supervised on the roads here in Europe, as Tesla also wrote on X. full self-driving supervised, does not drive under influence, is never tired, doesn't drive reckless, doesn't experience road rage, but is trained on billions of miles of real-world video data from millions of Teslas out there. It has experienced every edge case you can think of. Over 50 years, you might drive 500,000 miles. Our global fleet collectively does that every 3.5 minutes. With 360-degree vision, reaction time much faster than the average human driver, full self-driving supervised make traffic safer for you and other road users. Yes, exactly. I hope the UN and UNECE will wake up and approve this technology soon, so we can save some more lives in traffic. And Toyota continues to grow, but I personally think they will have a brutal awakening. As AJ shared this post on X, this is a quick update on Toyota's global sales trend based on the latest June numbers released a few hours ago. Key observations: Toyota has never sold more cars, company keeps growing volume, strategy is clear, shift ICE portfolio to hybrid EVs, BEVs, FCEVs, PHEVs and MHEVs play no role at all non-needle movers, as you can also see on this chart. Read across, Toyota's internal assessment must show non-ICE, non-hybrid EVs still too unattractive. Yes, Toyota has simply spent too much time and money on hydrogen and hybrid technology, and they are still waiting for their next generation BEV platform where they can actually earn money, which will probably not be in production before 2027. And Toyota was out quite quickly after they launched the BZ4X, their first BEV, saying that they would never be profitable on their new BEV platform, no matter the economy of scale they would get to, and had to come up with a whole new BEV platform. And then they ripped apart the Tesla Model Y and called it a work of art, and has copied the gigacasting technology and structural battery pack and more. But in China, for example, Toyota has launched the BZ3X, which they are developing with the joint venture with BYD. So that is actually BYD's batteries and electric motors, and the car itself is being produced by Toyota's other joint partner, FAW. So this is hardly Toyota themselves doing anything other than being the brand. So Toyota's own BEV technology is not being used in their BEVs in China. It is just BYD with a Toyota chassis. But I think we will start seeing some cracks over the next 2 to 3 years in 2026 to 2028 as Toyota is riding the hybrid EV wave right now. But as we have seen in both Norway and Denmark and other countries that is much further ahead in the shift to electric vehicles, hybrids are a temporary technology. Eventually people shift to the full BEV experience, and Toyota is not ready for that shift. Right now we can't see it because the hybrids are also growing very nicely, but that will change, and then Toyota will not have ramped up any serious BEV production and will be lagging behind by the end of this decade. That is my prediction anyway. Also because Toyota doesn't have any self-driving technology either, so they are truly riding the old school tech train right now. But when Tesla will have full self-driving supervised and unsupervised rolled out on a global scale, I don't think many will look at Toyota's old school technology hybrid cars anymore. So they might be looking strong right now, but I think their fall could be quite brutal, as they have made a significantly bright move betting on hybrid electric vehicles right now. But as that is just a transition technology to pure BEVs, I think we could see a brutal fall for Toyota, because they just don't seem to be ready in time with BEV technology that the world is transitioning to. But let's see how this will play out. But that is at least my prediction on Toyota's journey. And let's squeeze in the last short news topics into this new show. Yes, it's time for the Tesla Shorts. Tesla Asia shared this post and wrote, "The 1000th Megapack just rolled off the production line at the Mega Factory Shanghai, now headed to Europe." Sounds like Tesla might be starting a Megapack factory in Europe soon as well, because Joseph, who works at Tesla, wrote 1,000 Megapack produced at our Megapack factory Shanghai. That's over 4 gigawatt hours of battery storage since we started production earlier this year, and majority of that is coming down under to Australia, and we are still ramping up. So hopefully we will hear more about Tesla opening a Megapack factory in Europe, because that would just make a lot of sense. But very cool to see Tesla's Megapack factory in Shanghai ramping up nicely. And if you think 4 gigawatt hours is not a lot, well, that is more than what Tesla deployed in all of 2021. So not bad. And Brad from Figu AI shared this cool video of their Figu Robot in his home using Helix to do his laundry.
Put it in there? Yeah. Put it in. Good job. Hopefully we never have to do laundry ever again. What do you guys think? Wow. Wow.
Very cool. And like I showed in my Overflow News Show episode 36, these two guys are using Croc inside the Tesla to translate between the two languages. Very cool way of using it. But the car experience here is just beyond what anyone else can do. They just tell the car where to go and it drives them there. Ask Croc to translate between the two languages in the car and it does so. All of this in the safest car in the world. And that car you can get for just $37,490, including EV tax credits. That is just insane. The most value for money you can buy in the car industry. Why would anyone in the US get anything else? And Aaron shared this video of full self-driving en road. Full self-driving can navigate anywhere. Xinjiang's no man's land. And as you can see, there is no road markings here. There is hardly anything you would call a road at all. No road signs, nothing. And Tesla software still knows how to drive there. There is no one else with all their LiDAR systems that can drive here, and probably they never will. Tesla is the only one that truly has a generalized solution that can literally drive anywhere on this planet, and any other planet for that matter. So no wonder that the legacy automakers are scared of Tesla's full self-driving system. So if you don't think Tesla's full self-driving is real, just look at what the European OEMs are doing, as Alex also wrote on X, sharing this letter written to the European Commission, that Tesla's full self-driving is considered unfair competition in Europe. I am seriously laughing my ass off. Legacy automakers are so afraid that Tesla received approval in the EU they lobby like there is no tomorrow. And understandably so, because they don't have technology that can match this. So if Tesla receive approval, but they don't have anything comparable, there will be no tomorrow for them. And Tesla wrote on X, turn your Tesla into a rave cave with the new Light Sync feature, rolling out now in Software Update 2025.26 Plus. Very cool. And Tesla continues making big deals this week, not just the $16.5 billion deal with Samsung for chips made in the US, but also signing a big deal with LG Energy Solution for a $4.3 billion deal over 3 years for LFP batteries. LG will supply LFP batteries for Tesla's vehicles and Megapacks. Production will come from LG's Michigan factory in the US. This move helped Tesla reduce its reliance on Chinese import amid ongoing tariffs. Another big deal helping Tesla localize their supply chain and making sure Tesla is ready for their extreme scale. And AJ also shared this post about Mercedes financials. Mercedes published an awful second quarter result. Share price is down 1.4% right now, revenue is down 10%, EBITDA is down 68%, earnings per share is down 68%, free cash flow is up 14% from a low base, top-end high-margin sales down 8%, overall car sales down 9%. I predicted in March that Mercedes' upside was highly limited. See attached link. Any investor exiting Mercedes at that time did well. Yes, Mercedes continue to struggle as their biggest and most profitable market in China is collapsing. And Sawyer summed up very nicely what is happening in the automotive industry as he wrote. Tesla designed their AI and inference chip in-house. Legacy automakers struggle with building even basic in-car software. I'm unconvinced companies like Ford and GM will become diversified enough as AI penetrates the physical world. According to reports, while traditional OEM manager teams acknowledge the importance of the emerging theme of AI-enabled robotics, including humanoids, both as enablers and adapters, many do not wish to bring much attention to it, given potential labor-related sensitivity and issues it could cause with the UAW and other factors. Tesla is setting themselves up well to be very successful in two massive future markets, autonomy and robotics. Tesla's new $16.5 billion, likely much higher ultimately, chip deal with Samsung is some evidence of that. While Tesla will take part in shaping the future, companies like Ford and GM seems like they will get left behind as they find it hard to pivot into the new world of AI, autonomy and robotics. Yes, the legacy automakers can't even write simple software or make a unified operating system for their cars. How the hell are they supposed to be able to make artificial intelligence? There is simply no chance. And that is where the future lies. A future I find it very difficult to see them being a part of. And I have talked about how Waymo's technology is not scalable and it is impossible to keep up to date with the geo-fenced mapped areas. Well, it's not only me saying that. We just had Cruise co-founder, the Robotaxi company that GM bought but killed off afterwards. Well, take a listen to what he had to say about Tesla versus Waymo's approach. And remember, that was Cruise's approach as well. He gets it, and Whimo might even get it as well now, as they did a few weeks ago, say that the more compute and more data you have, the better the system actually works. No shit, Sherlock. But making a pivot now is going to be very difficult, if not impossible, for Whimo. But let's hear what Kyle Vogt had to say.
That people create is like LiDAR versus cameras.
Yeah.
What I see is really Tesla as a company who kind of pioneered the end-to-end neural network approach to self-driving, which I think is the right technical bet long-term. But they put some constraints on it. They said, hey, engineers, you can't have the best sensors like LiDARs and radars, and the sensors have to look good when we put them on the car. Oh, and by the way, they have to cost 1/10 as much as, the guys down the street who are doing this. So they put some crazy constraints on that. So the right technical vector, but really being held back by the weight of all these constraints that they put on the system. But all of their technical approach from day one seems to have been pointed in the right long-term direction. So that's good. With Whimo, they started off in the DARPA Grand Challenge era of self-driving, which is old school, classical computer vision, classical motion planning. And they built this highly validated, robust system that's now on public roads, and it's great. But they know that it's the wrong technical approach, and they need to move more in the direction of Tesla, of more neural networks.
And it's the wrong technical approach because it's too expensive?
Because it is just intractable to maintain a 3D map of every square inch of the planet and update it in real time, and then expect that every time you go somewhere, the map is still accurate, on one hand. And also probably unrealistic to assume that every car built in the future is going to have these giant spinning KFC buckets on the roof. To Waymo's credit, I think they know this, and they've started moving towards a Tesla-like approach.
Yes.
The challenge is they've got a validated safety-critical system on the road. And the last thing you want to do to a system like that is start changing stuff in it.
Yes.
Because that introduces risk.
Yes, Whimo is already dead. They just don't know it yet. And before we end off with a bit of fun, I just want to make a quick shout out to my newest supporters of this channel. My two new YouTube members, Sam Farling and Ralph Pagalis. and my new Patreon producer, Jay Bowden. Thank you so much for all your support. I am doing this all by myself, but you guys are all the producers of this new show. Thank you. And let's end off with a bit of fun. You might think that we don't need AI to drive us around. We are perfectly capable of that ourselves. But just remember, these are the kind of people that are driving on our streets today. That is all we have time for in this new show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. It really does help this video out a lot so others can find it on YouTube. And if you did like it, maybe you want to consider hitting that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. And if you're already a subscriber to the channel, thank you so much for the support. But if you want to support the channel even more, remember you can, for as little as $1, become a patron of this channel or become a member of the YouTube channel to get a shout out as some extra perks like early access, ad-free versions of my videos, exclusive videos. So hit the members button or check out Patreon to find out more. And don't forget to follow me on X. I post pretty much all the news as it comes out and a lot more. And check out the merch store to get some merchandise and support the show. It is also possible to support the show without becoming a member or a patron. There is a donation option down below or on my website bestintesla.com. You can also become an executive producer and get news articles, exclusive videos, behind the scenes and access to all my research charts and spreadsheets also on bestintesla.com, or as simple as hitting the super like button. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.